श्री महागणपतये नमः, श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः, श्री पादवल्लभ नरसिंह सरस्वती, श्री गुरु दत्तात्रेयाय साईनाथाय बाबाजी महाराजये तारा माता की जय हो जय हो. श्री पादराजम शरणम प्रपद्ये. Dear all divine associates and disciples of Samasta Guru Mandali, we are fully aware that as a part of Bhakti Kriya Yoga, Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana has been blessed to visit the Kodandarama Temple in Hiremagalur in Karnataka. As a part of Bhakti Kriya Yoga, Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana really blessed to visit, have a darshan and continue Namaguna Sankeerthana at the holy feet of Lord Sri Rama. Upon the divine sankalpa and instruction of Samasta Guru Mandali, Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana has taken an bold initiative to also help our disciples and devotees to visualize the Kodandarama Temple in Hiremagalur. The Kodandarama Temple in Hiremagalur is an ancient, historically rich Hindu shrine located near Chikkamagaluru, Karnataka. It is highly revered as one of the oldest surviving and continuously operating temples dedicated to Lord Sri Rama. The historical and mythological background of Sri Kodandarama Swamy Temple in Hiremagalur spans thousands of years, linking Vedic Puranas, legendary sages, and multiple royal dynasties. The legendary Sri Kodandarama Temple possesses an ethereal, self-defending aura that renders external threats entirely powerless. Its true protection comes not from human shields, but from the unyielding cosmic power of the Kodanda, the invincible bow of Lord Sri Rama. When internal or external greed tries to compromise the sanctity, the temple activates a profound spiritual shield. Since the turn of the 14th century, closely 1300 AD, the Kodandarama Temple has stood as an impregnable spiritual fortress, rendering centuries of Muslim invasions and British colonial schemes completely became powerless. While surrounding cities, empires, and palaces fell to the absolute plunder of foreign forces, this sacred shrine activated a divine, self-protecting aura that remained entirely untouchable. It exists today as the living monument of cosmic defiance, proving that mortal armies and internal traitors alike are instantly blinded by the absolute authority of Lord Sri Rama's bow. Coming to Sri Kodandarama Swamy Temple, unlike traditional iconography where Mata, goddess Sita, stands to Lord Sri Rama's left side, but this temple depicts her standing to his right side. According to local legends, this arrangement reflects a wedding ritual posture granted to fulfill a devotee's vision. The main deities, Lord Sri Rama and his brother Lakshmana, are carved exquisitely out of stone holding arrows and their celestial bows known as Kodanda. However, according to the Puranic legends and mythological roots, the local temple, as per the Sthala Purana and records from the Skanda Purana, the holy temple and its own town carry a significant ancient origins. The region was originally known as Bhargavapuri because Lord Parashurama, an avatar of Lord Sri Vishnu born into the Bhargava clan, resided and performed penance in that holy place. According to Skanda Purana, details a confrontation where a haughty Parashurama challenged Lord Sri Rama. After Rama shattered his bow and dented his pride, a humbled Parashurama realized Sri Rama's divinity. Regretting that he missed Lord Sri Rama's wedding due to his arrogance, he begged to see Lord Rama in his bridal posture. Thus, Rama granted this vision, Kalyan Kola Darshana, creating the temple's unique layout where Mata Sita or Goddess Sita stands to Rama's right side. However, further, the holy place, is also believed to have been home to 9 holy saints called as 9 Siddhas who performed deep penance. The ancient step well or pond next to the temple is still called the Siddha Pushkarini. Further extending our Satsanga, Neem Karoli Baba Maharaja and Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja and Karyasiddhi Sita Ramanjanaya Maharaja, Samasta Guru Mandali and Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja blessed us to extend the Satsanga to understand the mythological roots. The Sita Swayamvara and King Janaka's despair and Lord Sri Rama's grace. The historic kingdom of Mithila was adorned like a celestial bride. King Janaka had announced a grand swayamvar, that means marriage alliance, for his beloved daughter, Goddess Sita, the earthly incarnation of Goddess Lakshmi. At the center of the royal assembly sat the massive, awe-inspiring bow of Lord Shiva known as Trayambakam. However, one also should understand that Mata Sita, even in spite of an earthly incarnation, she used to pray to Goddess Bhavani. Before the wedding alliance, Sita Mata prayed to Goddess Bhavani like this: O Mother, you are the foremost among virtuous and devoted wives. Even thousands of Goddess Saraswatis or Lord Adisheshas cannot fully describe your boundless glory, Mata. O giver of boons, beloved consort of Lord Shiva, by serving you the 4 ultimate goals of human life, that is righteousness, dharma, material well-being, artha, desires, kama, and spiritual liberation, moksha, are easily attained. Seeking refuge at your lotus feet and worshipping you brings happiness to gods, sages, and ordinary mortals alike. You dwell in the hearts of all living beings, Mate. You already know that deepest desire of my heart, which is why I do not utter it aloud. With these words, Sita Mata bowed and took refuge at the feet of Goddess Bhavani. Pleased by Mata Sita's deep devotion and humility, Goddess Gauri, Mata Parvati, Bhavani showed her grace. The garland adorning the neck of the deity slipped down, and a gentle smile appeared on the idol's face. Mata Sita reverently placed that blessed garland upon her head. Goddess Parvati then spoke with great joy. O Sita, listen. My blessing never goes in vain. Your heart's desire will be fulfilled. The sacred words of sage Narada are absolute truth. The groom your heart has chosen shall indeed become your husband. He whose naturally beautiful, dark complexion, Shamavarna, has won your love and will hold your hand in marriage. He is supremely compassionate and all knowing. He fully recognizes your pure character, love, and devotion. Hearing Goddess Gauri Mata's blessing, Sita Mata and her companions were filled with immense joy, bowing repeatedly and worshipping Mata Bhavani with a peaceful mind. Sita returned to her palace, knowing that Goddess Girija had understood and blessed her heart's desire. Mata Sita's joy knew no bounds. At that moment, the gentle throbbing of the left side of her body occurred, signaling a highly auspicious omen. Meanwhile, entering the Swayamvara arena, We must go and witness the Sita swayamvara and see upon whom the grace of the Almighty will shine. Sage Vishwamitra said. To this Lakshmana replied, O Master, whoever receives your grace will surely be blessed with that great fortune. Hearing Lakshmana's beautiful words, the surrounding sages were delighted and showered their blessings upon them. Lord Sri Rama, the ocean of compassion, walked toward the sacrificial arena along with the sages. As soon as the news spread that the two brothers had entered the arena, the men, women, children, youth, and elders of the city abandoned their choices and rushed to the spot. Seeing the vast gathering, King Janaka called his trusted attendants and ordered, Seat everyone who has arrived at the assembly in appropriate places according to their dignity and status. The attendants spoke softly and politely, seating everyone comfortably based on their respectability. The two princes, Lord Sri Rama and Lakshmana, sat in the assembly as if beauty itself had taken physical form. Their grace and charm captivated everyone. Treasures of virtue, masters of archery, and supreme warriors, they shone in that assembly of kings like two moons amidst a cluster of stars. Every person in the assembly beheld Lord Ramachandra Prabhu according to their inner feelings, called as bhava, residing in their own hearts. The brave kings saw Lord Rama as the very embodiment of heroism, Veera Rasa. The wicked and deceitful saw him as a terrifying form and trembled with fear. The demons, disguised as kings, perceived the Lord as Death, Kalayama himself. The citizens of Mithila gazed upon the two brothers, Lord Sri Rama and Lakshmana, as the supreme Purushottamas, the best among men, who brought absolute joy to their eyes. The women, filled with delight, viewed him as the literal embodiment of love and beauty, each according to her mindset. The scholars and enlightened sages saw Lord Sri Rama as the Virat Swarupa, the cosmic form, possessing infinite faces, hands, feet, and heads. The relatives of King Janaka looked upon Lord Sri Rama affectionately as their own kinsman. King Janaka's queens felt a deep wave of maternal love called as Vatsalya, viewing Lord Sri Rama as a tender child. Their affection was beyond description. The yogis beheld him as the pure, tranquil, and supreme Parabrahman, the ultimate reality. The devotees saw Lord Sri Rama and Lakshmana as their cherished deities, Ishta Devata, the ultimate givers of joy. Mata Sita gazed upon her Lord Sri Rama as a true embodiment of indescribable love and bliss. She could not find the words to express the joyful love swelling in her heart, and if she could not, how could anyone could describe it? In this manner, everyone in the arena viewed the princess of Kosala through the lens of their own innermost feelings. The whole assembly is filled with radiance of the princess, and debate continued in the audience. Quivers of arrows were fastened firmly to their waists. Draped in golden yellow silks, pitambara, holding bows and arrows in their hands, and adorned with the sacred thread, Yagnopavita, across their shoulders. The two princes, Lord Sri Rama and Lakshmana, were the very embodiment of sweetness from head to toe. Everyone gathered there gazed upon them without so much as blinking an eye. King Janaka felt a deep wave of joy looking at them, and he bowed reverently at the feet of sage Vishwamitra. He then narrated the history of Lord Shiva's bow to the sage and showed him around the arena. Wherever the beautiful princess walked, the people watched them in absolute wonderment. Miraculously, every single person in the assembly felt as though Lord Sri Rama was looking directly at them. None could understand the divine mystery behind this. The great sage highly praised the layout of the arena, which filled Janaka with immense satisfaction. King Janaka then requested the sage and the two brothers to be seated upon elevated, beautifully crafted thrones. The King Janaka's vow was absolute and says, "Whosoever can lift, string, and bend this divine bow of Lord Shiva shall win the hand of my daughter Sita." One by one, mighty kings, arrogant warriors, and proud princes from across the land stepped forward. They flexed their muscles and strained their backs, but the bow remained unyielding. Some could not even budge it a single inch. As the assembly grew silent with failure, despair gripped King Janaka's heart. Tears welled up in his eyes as he cried out bitterly, "Is the earth entirely devoid of heroes? Is my daughter fated never to find a worthy husband?" Sensing the gravity of the moment, sage Vishwamitra looked at young Prince Lord Rama and gave a subtle nod. The moment of Sri Rama steps forward to lift the celestial bow of Lord Shiva is not a display of mere physical might, but the ultimate manifestation of the sacred Guru Sishya, master disciple relationship. In the sacred arena of King Janaka, surrounded by the shattered egos of arrogant kings, Rama stands as a perfect embodiment of absolute humility and faithful surrender. Before he even looks at the monumental weapon, his heart, mind, and soul turned entirely toward his guru, sage Vishwamitra. The relationship between Vishwamitra and Lord Rama is forged in the deepest fires of spiritual devotion. Lord Sri Rama, the incarnation, is the supreme ultimate reality. Yet, in this earthly play, he assumes the role of a flawless disciple. He does not act on his own volition, nor does he display a single trace of pride. When the assembly falls into a desperate silence after every warrior fails, sage Vishwamitra looks at Rama with a gentle nod and a voice filled with profound love. The Guru commands, "Rise, Rama, break the bow, and remove the sorrow of Janaka." The moment the command leaves the Guru's lips, the heart-touching depth of the Sishya's faithfulness is revealed. Sri Rama does not rush forward. Instead, he turns toward his master with eyes full of absolute reverence. He approaches sage Vishwamitra and prostrates fully, placing his head at the Guru's lotus feet. In that single act of surrender, Lord Sri Rama transfers the entire burden of the task to the grace of his master. He filters out the noise of the entire universe, listening only to the silent blessings emanating from the sage's heart. As Rama touches his master's feet, a wave of spiritual ecstasy passes through the Guru. Vishwamitra knows exactly who Rama is. Yet the pure, unblemished humility of his disciple fills his heart with overwhelming tenderness. Placing his hands upon Rama's head, the Guru pours his entire spiritual tapasya, austerity, his love, and his divine protection into the young prince. The blessing is not given because Rama lacks strength, but because a true Sishya moves only under the protective umbrella of the Guru's grace. When Rama stands up, his countenance is entirely transformed. He carries no personal desire to win a bride or prove his dominance. He steps toward the heavy Shivadhanush purely as an instrument of his Guru's word. to a faithful disciple. The command of the master is the highest cosmic law. Walking with the gentle yet majestic stride of a young lion, Sri Rama approaches the bow. Because his heart is completely anchored at his Guru's feet, the colossal weapon, which thousands of men could not even nudge, loses its weight entirely. To Rama, the bow feels as light as a blade of grass because he is lifted by the infinite power of a Guru's blessing. In one fluid, breathtaking motion, he lifts it, strings it, and breaks it, filling the universe with a triumphant resonance that vindicates the absolute timeless power of the Guru Sishya bond. With absolute tranquility, Rama stood up. As his lotus feet glided across the floor, Sita's heart fluttered in anticipation. Gazing upon his radiant, calm countenance, she silently prayed to the heavens. May this divine prince be the one to lift the bow. Rama approached the mountain-like bow, bowed to it in deep reverence, and effortlessly lifted it with one hand, as if it were a delicate garland of flowers. The assembly gasped. With supreme grace, he pulled the string back to his ear. Sensing that the perfect moment, Mata Sita was escorted into the swayamvara arena by her beautifully adorned companions. The beauty of Sita, the mother of the universe, is entirely beyond description. She is the very personification of virtue and grace. Any metaphor or comparison typically used to describe ordinary woman is completely inadequate for her. Who would risk the infamy of being called a poor one by comparing her to ordinary metrics? If one searches for another woman to compare her to, there is simply no such beauty in existence. Goddess Saraswati, Goddess Bhavani, and Blessed Mata Sita. Mata Sita is the exquisite living form of an elegance, ultimate beauty, splendor, and love combined. Mata Sita's clever companions walked beside her, singing melodious songs, draped in beautiful new vestments. The mother of the world shone as an unmatched treasure house of grace. Adorned in every fine ornament by her friends, she looked radiant. The moment Mata Sita stepped into the Swayamvara assembly, every man and woman was completely spellbound by her divine beauty. The gods played celestial drums in absolute ecstasy, while the Apsaras sang and rained flowers down upon her. A thunderous sound echoed across the three worlds, shattering the stillness. The massive bow of Lord Shiva broke clean into two. Mata Sita's face blossomed with a mix of overwhelming relief, joy, and maidenly shyness. Holding a golden wedding garland, she walked with gentle, rhythmic steps toward Rama and placed it around his neck. The heavens showered divine flowers, and Mithila erupted in joyous celebration. However, the celebration was violently cut short. Suddenly, the earth shook very violently. The oceans roared, and a chilling fear gripped the hearts of everyone in the palace. Striding into the court like a walking storm of destruction came Bhargava, popularly known as Parashurama. He was a terrifying sight, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, born into a priestly clan. He carried his legendary battle axe called as Parashu. That is the reason he is called as Parashurama on one shoulder and the mighty bow of Vishnu, Sharanga, on the other. His eyes burned with fire. His matted hair flew wildly, and his chest heaved with blinding rage. The news that his Guru, Lord Shiva's bow had been broken, had dragged him from his deep meditation. Now he is asking, who is this arrogant person who has dared to desecrate and break the bow of my Lord Shiva? Parashurama's voice boomed like claps of thunder. Step forward this instant, so my axe may tear you to pieces. King Janaka trembled in fear. King Dasharatha fell to his knees, weeping and begging for the lives of his sons. Sita's breath caught in her throat. While everyone else cowered, Sri Rama remained completely unperturbed. With a serene smile and the boundless grace of an ocean, he stepped forward, bowed low, and folded his hands. O holy sage, it is I who broken the bow. Rama said with profound humility, I am the one. Do with me what you will. Lord Sri Rama's absolute lack of fear and deep humility caught Parashurama off guard, seeking to test if this boy was merely lucky or truly divine. Parashurama unslung the heavy bow of Vishnu from his shoulder. If you are a true warrior, lift this bow of Lord Vishnu and string it with an arrow. Parashurama challenged, do this and I shall recognize your strength. Without a moment's hesitation, Rama stepped forward and took the heavy Sharanga bow from the sage's hands. In a flash of light, he effortlessly strung it and placed a celestial arrow upon the cord. As Rama pulled the string back, a blinding cosmic aura enveloped him. In that transcendent moment, Parashurama's spiritual vision opened. He looked past the human prince and saw the cosmic form of Lord Vishnu standing before him. The blinding light of the bow absorbed Parashurama's own divine wrath and ego. All his anger dissolved into pure devotion. Realizing his purpose on earth was complete, Parashurama bowed his head and joined his palms in reverence. Forgive my blindness, O Rama. I see now that you are the Supreme Lord Himself. My arrogance is shattered. The burden of protecting this earth now rests in your hands. With those parting words, Parashurama renounced his weapons and departed for Mount Mahendra to spend the rest of his days in peaceful penance. Peace returned to Mithila, and the auspicious rituals of Sita Rama's divine wedding resumed under a clear, joyous sky. Thus, when Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana visited this holy place as a part of Bhakti Kriya Yoga and spiritual rituals, Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana asked the priest who was present there on that day. So he narrated the entire story in Hindi. Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana, as it has been mentioned as a part of our Satsanga, understood those words which were spoken in Hindi and converted into Telugu and English, and also took reference of two or more than three holy books and mythological scriptures and tried to put forth to the best before our divine associates so that they can also visualize, see, and enjoy that blissful moments once again. And also the videos which are being permitted in the temple to some extent have been taken so that the divine associates will travel with Lord Sri Rama and Lord Hanuman. Further, most interestingly, in every temple we can see and call as Sita Ramanjaneya. Here also it is Sita Ramanjaneya, but most interestingly, Lord Hanuman is in Dasya Bhava. That is the reason beneath, under Lord Sri Rama's feet, depicted or posted. If our devotees have a time and would like to visit, it is very easy to get connected. So first we need to go to Karnataka. From there, Chikkamagaluru, and from there it is very near the place called as Hiremagaluru. If time is permitted. If not, our divine associates, as if they went or as if they have been visiting, like that, one can immerse in this satsanga and enjoy the bliss. Jai Taramata. जय कार्यसिद्धि सीतारामांजने महाराज की जय। समस्त गुरुमंडली की जय। जय तारा माता, जय तारा माता।